WSL Finals. If the women's title match was any indication, buckle your seatbelts because we got another title match starting up right now. Two former world champs, John Florence up against Italo Ferreira in title match number 1 for the men. No restart. They deemed that there was rideable waves, and Italo now is going to make a quick heat out of it. Finds this right here. Tosses that one. Quick reverse on the backhand, spends a lot of time in the whitewater there. Had to do it though, it was a pretty tapered wave. One exciting move there. Looking to the inside. And sharp as always, gets the finish for Italo Ferreira. So very strategic play there, Jesse. When Italo realized they're not going to get the restart, he went straight to work.
Yeah, like it's a split-second decision right there for you to actually be able to pull that off. Like it was not easy for him to. As you see right here, just pushing it so much, that back foot. Both of his foot disengaged the board. As you see right there, his foot's way far forward. Brings it back in because he had a lot of downtime. Kind of cruises around this section here because it was pretty flat, but finish it up strong. Nice setup to finish up. Very strong with the nice tail release right there.
And Rich, this is the moment right here where Italo realized, let's get it going.
Yeah. And Italo had the inside track for the right-hander, and he forced the issue at the start of the heat. So he had the ability to get this wave, just pops the tail out, gets the spin, nose pick, and somehow regains control. This is one thing that Italo just does so well. He's cat-like, the way he just stays on top of his board, muscles through this section here, whitewater trying to knock him off.
Looked like it could be a pick for John. Therefore, Italo Ferreira is going to go on the first wave of the set. Ferreira pops it up, full rotation, goes into layback, and pulls it out.
See, he's starting. You can see he's like battling towards the right, but then he looks at the right and see that it's a little bit more critical and just goes to straight a big boost. Got hung up a little bit, but still, it was a great effort for him. It was a big air to start.
Yeah, Rich, check it out here.
There was a lot of theatrics with this one. So he gets up there, starts the rotation. You can see here, brings the nose around, the front foot barely staying in contact, and then basically has to lay down in the whitewash here. And again, that core strength, being able to muscle himself back onto his board. But, I mean, it was spectacular. There was drama involved, but it wasn't clean. You know,
No.
The judges will be looking at this going, oh, that was actually a mistake that he didn't ride out clean.
He just heard that he got a 7.33, and here he goes again. Ferreira looking for a ramp, pops it up, tail high on that one. That one got released. But the 7.33, talking about pressure for John Florence. Looking for the right, has to fade into this one. Florence pops it up, gets it all the way around. Nice reverse for John on the outside. He's going to turn to the rails of the Red Tiger here with a couple of nice carves. Florence, speed line on the inside. Big layback hack showing some power. Make it 2 for John. Been waiting a while for this wave and rewards us with some great surfing, John Florence. Let's take a look at the replay here, Jesse.
Yeah, as he identifies that wave kind of running down the line, starts off with a nice reverse right there. Very critical and putting all on the line on the first turn. See his front foot, brings it back down. Beautiful hack right there. And then right here, kind of just milks everything that the wave has, starts to wind it down what's ahead of him, and a big layback right here. Powerful through that turn. One more and it's going to finish off. Pushing as much as you could right there in that section. Yeah. That was great. I like how he was firm in that section right there. He was like, hey, I got this. There was a lot of pressure on top of him.
This is unbelievable, this air. Have a look at the footwork of John here. Right up on the nose, that front foot. It slips all the way back. Almost comes off that hillside rail, and he's able to reposition his feet midway through that bottom turn, and now he starts to wind up again. One thing to note about the way John Florence surf, he's like a swivel. There's so much twisting and contorting.
Here we go. Here he comes. Here comes Italo using his priority. Ferreira looking for a ramp down the line, pops it up, full rotation, puts it down, and points to the fans. If you got a 7.33 for the last one.
I mean, I think so too. He had a little bit more time to actually get speed, and I want you to pay attention on the head rotation that he has on that turn. As you're going to see right here, he's going to aim that straight into the flats, but halfway through the turn, look, he starts to set up, aims that lip down, aims it to the shore, and then right there, halfway through, he throws that head all the way around to get the full rotation as he landed so clean. That was beautiful work from him.
If you're a skateboarder, you would call that bolts. That was a perfect landing.
It's pressure building up, and Italo looks like it's going to get another one.
This time going left, Ferreira. Big slash there. He's had a dependable air reverse on the left all day long. Looks for the ramp, pops it up. Again, nose picks out of it. Difficult to spin out of that, but Italo Ferreira, again, just showing the mastery that he's been showing all day long. Here goes John. Pops it up. Nose pick, air reverse. Slashing turn to follow. One more slash, a little bit of a buried rail. Taper on this one. He's going to stick with it. Fairly similar to his 7.17. He needs an 8.16. And you can see even with the body language kicking out of that one, he can feel the number himself. What do you think, Jesse?
You can see it right here. It's a bit of an A-frame, but this is beautiful turn, but a bit catchy right there. Got the tail high. And then this one, he pushed hard, but as you see, he had to force through those turns the whole time. This is another great turn. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to come in an 8.16.
I'm reluctant to give a score at this point. I'm just going to talk through what John did on.
Please read your new text message. 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 Please read your new text message.
WSL Finals, if the women's title match was any indication.
hold for 10 minutes.
Hey, fuck my waist. Waist com finger.
And just these, these tight pivoting turns, but the actual pathway of the board just turning all the way around back into the foam. John maintaining the energy all the way through. Big opening moments of the wave, a little quiet in the middle, and then big finish as well. But just showing that degree of difficulty, those high-risk turns. He hasn't been shying away from it. I love this approach. This could be the world title wave.
Definitely, and I think it was just a smart choice of him, even though that might not match like the nines that he needed, that he already got it, but he needed a backup. It's 14 minutes left. You don't want to be left hanging with needing a small score in the end, so that's good. That's massive. Look at the footwork right there. Look at that back foot going in front of the bed, and as he's spin around, he's going to bring that front foot back to start engaging again the rail. So that's beautiful footwork for him, and he got rewarded a big score.
8.43 for John Florence. Opening ride a 9.7. Excellent heat. Italo, throw tail towards the beach, stomps it. Moving quickly for the wrapping cutback. Lays it down again. He wants another ramp to work with. Ends up just laying it back and burning his speed. Picks it back up for the climb.
Fairly big mountain to climb here, but let's break down this wave. High risk maneuver. The difference I see, Jesse, between the two is Italo sort of went out and onto the trough of the wave, whereas John was up and above the lip with those opening turns. Little stabbing layback. Nice climb, foam climb to finish.
And that's all on the setup.
John's going to take it off him here and head left. Just into the closeout, so a defensive play. 9 seconds. John's starting to realize the moment. John Florence, your 2024 world champion. Building his legacy, joining Tom Curran, Andy Irons, Mick Fanning, Gabriel Medina, who all have 3 world titles. That's a special list. John's a big part of that.
This one's probably
3, 2, 1, his third time, John Florence.
John always quickly thanks his mom, Alex, for all she sacrificed for himself and his younger brothers. Alex, from New Jersey, saved up money and moved to the North Shore of Oahu when she was really young. Was embraced by the community. The boys growing up on the 7 Mile Miracle ride at Pipeline. John getting cover shots. And always had this kind of future. The congrats there from Glenn Micro Hall, and also Leandro Dora, Julia, the wife of Jack Robinson and baby Zen, and now a big embrace from the Waz in the water. John's with the champ. Strider's with the champ.
John, congratulations, WSL 2024 World Champion. You're third, baby. How's it feel?
Oh my God, I'm like tearing up. It's, I don't even know, like so much. This is hard. And yeah, it was just a tough year and just really fun and challenging. And this event is like, you know, winning the world title. This event, there's so much pressure, and but I couldn't have done it without my family. Just like, I love you guys and my whole team, everyone there, my wife, my new son. I can't believe it.
Congratulations. You know what? You got 3 world titles, 1 for each brother.
Yeah, 1 for each brother. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh.
Well, you know what? This puts me on the question for next year. I can't wait. I mean, next year's a huge year. Finals are in Fiji. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, that sounds epic. It sounds super fun. I mean, Fiji is one of the best waves in the world.
Well, I just got to say congratulations. I know it's an emotional moment for you, but you are our World Surf League 2024 champion, my friend. Congratulations on your 3rd world title.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Go celebrate with your family. Woo!
How cool is that? Is John just trying to find the words, all emotion. His first appearance in this format. Last world title was 7 years ago, and we'd be here for a long time counting all the things that he had to go through to get to this level. Surfing better than ever. Truly one of the all-time greats of professional surfing. There's the big celebration. Hands to the sky. Join us in celebrating our world champion, John Florence.
John yanks on the rail, over the foam ball, books through there, and he's going to take the lead.
I think the mindset and the confidence for me ebbs and flows. Last year, I struggled with it.
John Florence comboed.
Oh my God, inside it was like screaming, just tearing down the scaffolding. I think last year was perfect for this year. It was kind of irritating for him, finishing 8th. He was pissed, and he obviously wanted to compete for the world titles.
Another magic trick, and the Pinky can just come in, bro. Wall standing up, and he just blows the tile right through it. That's a perfect 10 for John Florence.
I think if I were to win another world title at this stage of my career, it will definitely be different. I just feel like I have a little bit of unfinished business.
John Florence, for this first appearance in the Lexus WSL Finals, will be wearing yellow. John Florence has never done it like this before. Let's celebrate your world champion. Celebrations already starting downstairs. John Florence, now a 3-time world champion, getting cheered up. All smiles, ear to ear for John Florence. Wow, what a champion and what an accomplishment this season. Getting himself into great physical shape last year. Surfed a first complete season in a very long time, but it didn't feel right. He missed out on the final 5, came back even stronger, and now officially is a 3-time world champ. Flick, if you could talk to John right now, what would you say?
Oh, you should be proud of yourself because that's quite a long chunk of, like a long hiatus, right? Between those other 2 world titles that he had, 2 now, so much time has passed. So for him to get the job done here in a format where we haven't seen him before, no one knew what to expect. Oh yeah, John, you should just be proud of yourself. And you know what? Those shots of Lauren and little Darwin, like Rosie and I were both looking at each other like, oh my goodness, this is giving me like goosebumps, it's making me tear up, just what it means for the family too.
Big hug from Nathan Florence. Big hug from Eli Olsen. Super proud coach Ross Williams. John Pizell next in line. Now Brandon Wasserman get in there. Look at that support crew.
Congratulations.
And I suppose that's when you feel all the pressure. When you know all these people have actually got flown out. So they've changed their plans. They're rooting for you. Their whole point of being here is to see you lift that cup. So you're sitting in the water, and that first title match, that wasn't easy. You know, I feel like that was a settler. Even though he had like the 8 at the end, it really came down to that finally getting that first win, and just went lights out with that 9-7 to seal the deal as we look at this prestigious list celebrating the Duke Kahanamoku WSL Champions Trophy. John Florence up there now 3 times. Toledo going back-to-back. Gabriel Medina 21, Italo 2019, so that just broke the streak again for the Brazilian Storm. John doing that now 3 times in the last decade. The champions with AJ.
Thanks so much, Joey. John, I know you're still processing this moment. 7 years since your last world title. So much has happened with you and your family. I saw you snuggling Darwin before you paddled out for that next heat. What does this moment mean to you as a dad, as a husband, your 3rd world title?
Yeah, the last 7 years have been so tough. There's so many injuries, and just fighting back to be in this position, and then having this new format is so stressful. And so I've been knowing like since Brazil that I was going to have the #1 seed, and so I've had a lot of time to think about it. And oh my gosh, I just can't believe it. My family, just my wife, my son, my team, just everyone. Like I couldn't have done it without them because, yeah, just the injuries and the down days and just so